Hello friend and welcome back. Today we are continuing our budget-friendly beauty series with The Ordinary's new release, Multi-Antioxidant Radiance Serum. So right out the gate, this looks like a typical Ordinary product. Ordinary price point, it is $14 for this 1 fluid ounce or 30 milliliter bottle. It comes in this eyedropper style. Pretty easy to recycle this. Because it is antioxidants and some of them are not UV stable, we want to save that UV protection for when it's actually on skin. It is UV protective glass, so that's wonderful to see. And as with all, I think, The Ordinary products, it is cruelty-free. Is it just me, or are names getting longer and longer? We used to have simple names. It has just gotten to be a mouthful saying some of these product names. So it is a slippery, moisturizing, textured serum. It spreads very thinly. It has a somewhat oily texture. I want to say that this has a decent amount of propanediol. Yeah, it has it's the second ingredient, propanediol. It's moisturizing penetration enhancer. It keeps a lot of ingredients stable, but it does have a very telltale oily slip to it. It's gone pretty quickly though. There we go. Not a super dewy finish actually. That's kind of nice. It does have a little bit of a woody scent to it, but it fades pretty quickly. And what I have liked the most about it is very layerable. Sometimes with propanediol and similar penetration enhancers, it can get a little pilly, it can get just feeling heavy on the skin, but this is wonderful to layer. It plays nicely with other products, even when you do a lot of serums stacked on top of each other. And over my several week test, really does stand up with any kind of routine. Just as a reminder, I tend to be more middle ground, more normal. I have some dry areas, some oily areas, but pretty well balanced these days, unless I've pushed my skin too far. So I think oilier skin types are always gonna find propanediol to feel a little bit extra oily. Drier skin types tend to love that texture just because it soaks right in and helps moisturize, giving you that added benefit. So they advertise 8 technologies to help protect skin and boost radiance. I used this mainly as extra antioxidant protection. I was using it for its gentle vitamin C and other antioxidants. As far as radiance goes, you know, I'm always on a melasma journey, hyperpigmentation journey, so I already have quite a few products or actives in my routine, both day and night, that are gonna help boost radiance. That can mean so many different things to different people and different skin types and different skin conditions. In my head, boosting radiance usually means fading hyperpigmentation and then overall just giving your skin a glow. Sometimes that means extra moisture, sometimes that means exfoliation, sometimes that means just everything looks a little bit healthier, so maybe boosting some circulation. So when I used this regularly, it definitely does give me a little bit of a glow. Some of that is just the moisture, some of that is a function of some of these ingredients, so let's dive into them. Ascorbyl glucoside, we're very familiar with that. It is a very stable vitamin C derivative, pretty solid on our big 3 effects from vitamin C. Antioxidant, collagen synthesis, it helps boost that collagen production, and helping to brighten pigmentation. So it hits all 3 of those. It is able to be converted to L-ascorbic acid in your skin, which is what all vitamin C derivatives have to do. It's reasonably well studied. A lot of these derivatives are only studied by manufacturers, so that's all we have to go on. But this one has some studies out there that shows, yes, it does have good activity on all 3 of those. One thing I'll note that was kind of strange is The Ordinary didn't list a percentage, and that's sort of what they've become known for, is being very transparent about what's in the product, keeping it simple ingredients, simple formulations, and telling you the concentration so it's easy to compare. I kind of understand why they didn't include the active concentrations of anything in this one, because so often these days we have better delivery technology, delivery systems, microencapsulation, all of those. We just understand skin better and how to get actives to their targets better. So it gets harder to say, oh, well, ascorbyl glucoside, it needs to be 5% or 10% or 20% to be effective. Now that we have these delivery systems that are so advanced, manufacturers can use very small concentrations and still get the same effects as they did with 10, 20, 30% concentrations of their actives. So it is getting harder for the consumer to decide or compare between two similar products because we aren't seeing those actives, or the active concentration doesn't mean the same thing that it used to, because with these advanced delivery systems, we now see things like copper peptides. I think that's the one that stands out the most to me, is you can have these really minute percentages with a good delivery system and say like 0.001% copper peptide in a really good delivery system, and that will have the same or better effect on your skin's repair mechanisms and all the things it does, versus, we used to see, or still do, see some like 3% concentrations or even higher concentrations that maybe don't have amazing delivery system. They're just raw active copper peptide that just needs to find its way down to those layers of skin and those active targets. So it's harder to compare them, and we can't just rely on raw percentages to tell us what's going to work for our skin or not. Sampling things, relying on transparent cosmetic chemists and formulators and brand owners that are willing to tell us, oh, we use this delivery system, and that's why these percentages are okay for us. Think of Alex from Educated Mess. She is like the front runner as far as transparent cosmetic chemists go. She's very good about that. So moving on. Ascorbyl glucoside, it's great vitamin C, does all the things. We don't know the percentage, but it is very high up on the ingredient list. Hepatapeptide 6, it's a peptide that increases firmness and elasticity. It's also an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. Ergothioneine is another high concentration ingredient in this product. Usually we see ergothioneine as an antioxidant and cell communicator that comes from mushrooms or bacterial sources, so that's pretty cool. It has great antioxidant activity. Ink also helps with elasticity and firmness of the skin, so protecting that collagen and elastin. Also noted to increase clarity of skin, decrease texture and pore appearance, as well as help with hyperpigmentation and increasing cell turnover. So I think that is a huge win for this formula, because it's helping with the texture and tone of skin, helping with that clarity, helping boost the resilience and the strength of skin. So when you have strong, healthy skin with all this boosted, it's going to reflect more light. It's going to look more radiant because we have that smoother texture that's just kind of that glowy glass skin. So awesome inclusion there. It also has EGCG, which is a very long word. It is the active antioxidant, one of the antioxidants in green tea. Usually we find this as a synthesized version, so great for antioxidant protection, but also really great anti-inflammatory. Really helps to calm skin with very small concentrations, so always love to see EGCG in there. Acetyl tetrapeptide 2, it is new-ish to me, but it mimics a youth hormone that's naturally occurring in humans to help skin act more youthful. It also increases the skin's defenses by just making it a more formidable opponent to external invaders and free radicals and things like that. So awesome inclusion there. They also included ginseng. I love these natural botanicals or botanical derivatives. Ginseng is known for increasing circulation, so just making the skin healthier so that all those skin cells are getting enough nutrients and oxygen to them. Also helps with radiance. I haven't found a whole lot of literature to speak to what ginseng's radiance boosting effect is, but it does seem to give skin a little bit more of a glow. Perhaps just because if the skin is healthier, again, it's going to have more water in it, it's going to be able to reflect light better and just look smoother and healthier, less redness and less hyperpigmentation. Also a great antioxidant there. And then last but not least, Bixa aureliana seed extract. Another botanical, love to see that included in these high science formulations. Has a nice antioxidant and anti-inflammatory activity. It also has a great amount of carotenoids in it. That helps with brightening, helps with antioxidant. Carotenoids are pigments that come in some foods and plants, like the orange in carrots or red colors. Vivid pigments typically have a carotenoid in them, or that contributes to it. So in the body, some or most of those carotenoids are converted into vitamin A. We know it as retinol or retinoids. So just going to help with all those similar things of antioxidant protection, helping to build collagen, helping to encourage cells to act more normally. Another great inclusion there. I enjoyed my several week test of this. I already have another bottle of it at 14 bucks. It is a nice way to boost some radiance, but also just know that you have some good antioxidant protection. You know, I'm not a big fan of just relying on one active to do all the heavy lifting for anything. Hyperpigmentation, cell turnover, antioxidants, anything like that. I want it to have a whole crew of actives, and they did a good job with this at a very reasonable price point. It is stated to be good for 12 months after opening, and given the stability of most of these antioxidants, I wouldn't doubt that. That is not my area of expertise, but seems to fit with what we know about all these guys. So a very stable, gentle antioxidant serum that's just going to help your skin look its best. There you go. Use this with a lovely sunscreen during the day. They do say morning and evening. I know there are a lot of folks out there that say, oh, vitamin C, you only use it during the day. I'm a big fan of using it twice a day because you get some of that shielding, that antioxidant protection that's going to help buffer sun exposure and all of the things that come along with sun exposure and environmental pollution exposure. But in the evening, it also helps to have some antioxidant boost, because when we load our skin up with that, especially vitamin C, you want your skin to have all the right ingredients to make and regenerate skin cells, collagen, elastin, all the things. Vitamin C is one of the crucial pieces of that. So if you don't have enough vitamin C readily available, your skin isn't going to be real excited to make more collagen and repair the collagen it has. Even if you put on all the retinoids in the world, if there's not enough of all of the components, your body's going to kind of slow that down and not see the best results. So adding a vitamin C, especially a gentle one at night, just make sure that your skin has all the tools it needs to keep regenerating and repair any damage from the day and make your skin look its best. So hope you've enjoyed our budget beauty series. I have a few more that I will trickle in there. I'm working on a lot of different projects at the moment, and I just changed jobs, so forgive me for the schedule, but thank you for watching. I appreciate you joining me and all of your feedback. I love all the comments. You guys have such great ideas. Yeah, until next time, be well, my friend.